today.
Wait,
That was so cool.
the eye popping?
Because
Oh, right.
for some reason, and I don't know why, this is in my notes from weeks ago. I have a tendency to doodle, but I drew that weeks ago.
Oh wait, let me
sick.
let me get the
And now Bo's talking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Did this happen before, or did I just randomly draw something that now Bo has
I don't
happening?
think so. I don't think we had that.
Maybe you guys are, I don't know, connected ethereally or something.
It's weird. It's weird.
Through the magic of eye worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendship.
All right, we're back. That means it's time. Bo, I think we're good. Let me just make sure we're recording. We are. All right. Let's start the second half of There Will Be No Death.
You're standing in a great room. There's a giant man's pit in the center of it, and chicken lords are flying up into the air. And the lizard folk that are guards in this room are trying to fight them off. Follows nowhere to be seen. Omnom is waiting for your instruction, Varel.
Run. Find follow.
He doesn't like the idea of running, but he turns around and begins running up the ramp that exits this place. Does everyone follow?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, you all begin running, and you hear screams of lizard folk going, ah, taking wounds from the chicken lords. Get it off my head!
Nash, can you shut it up?
Yes. And I'll do a mold earth behind us.
Okay, so you turn around and begin molding earth, and as you close, the chicken lord flies through. Roll for initiative. Nash, you roll with disadvantage because you're busy doing something else.
No, I'm rolling. That would be really with his disadvantage.
You're in the middle of molding earth.
6.
Okay.
It would have been a 20.
Sucker. Can I get everyone else, please?
13.
13 for Stanley.
9.
9 for Varel.
10.
10 for Hope. Okay. Stanley, your turn. As you turn around and look and watch as Nash is in the process of closing up the hole behind you. Just as the hole closes up, Chicken Lord flies through his chicken body, flapping his wings as hard as it can, and its two hands sort of reaching around, and it flips upside down and grabs the ceiling and is walking on the ceiling.
All right. Can I get within about 10 feet of it?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. And I'm going to attack it, and I'm going to attack it with Booming Blade.
All right.
So let's see. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
Sick.
It's a spell attack? You roll an attack roll for that spell?
I do, as a
Then
matter of
you
fact.
can double the damage dice for it if that's the case.
All right, get ready, Chicken Lord. You are about to be thundered big time. All right, so that is 29 points of damage.
Jeez.
Okay.
Nicely done.
So describe what the booming blade looks like. It's going to kill it.
So Stanley pulls out diplomacy and thrusts it at the direction of the Chicken Lord, and you see lightning and static and energy lance forward out of the blade and slam through the Chicken Lord, and then there's just a loud boom that follows that shakes into it.
Okay, and it twists his body off the ceiling, and it sort of flies down the hallway as it floats around, and its feathers fly everywhere, and then it hits the ground and sits still, lies still, is dead. You've closed off the hallway, not the whole way. Nash, you can hear the screams of lizard folk beyond the sand.
So am I active? I mean, I know we're in combat, but who am I in combat with at this point if he died? Because we sealed everyone else.
There's no combat. It's ended.
Oh, we're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that natural 20 was pretty powerful.
Well, I had to go with the 4, so it worked out, I guess. I don't know how long this will hold. I say.
We must go and see what's going on above. Let us continue.
Yes, we must.
All right, so everyone rushes up the hill that is in this cave. all the way up to the throne room. And as you enter in from the side of the throne room, you see that there are lizard folk looking around. Great Fang! We are under attack!
From where?
The people, they have gone mad!
Excellent.
Shall we die with honor today? And all the lizard folks sort of look, and there's like 3 or 4 of them purple flecked from the purple lands. They circle around you. We await our instruction.
The purple lands are the demon vole, right?
They do come from the purple lands, yes. They are not
Oh,
the
we're-
Gentlars, but they are, folks from the purple lands, yes.
I will round on them. We are beset by chicken lords in the man's pit. What do you know of this?
They make fine cuisine.
Not anymore, they don't.
Then what would you have us do?
We must view the people. And I'll run off towards the balcony.
Okay. The entrance. So you're in the throne room. So you just walk
Oh.
up to the entrance of the valley. There would be no balcony here. Okay. You begin to make your way that way, and the guards follow behind you as everyone works their way up to the front. And you begin to hear the sound of clanging, cling, and the sound of yelling. Ah, ah, ah. And as you round up above into the Rezek Valley, you see that a great war is before you, and that lizard folk upon lizard folk fight one another. But that some lizard folk look different. They have 6 arms where there was once 2, and they're slaughtering those lizard folk that look as you would expect, a normal lizard folk. And there's a great battle before you.
I will retreat back to my friends. While this may be the most glorious thing I've ever seen, I believe we are needed elsewhere.
The Zarks will pay for this, says Omnom. Their treachery should not go unpunished. Let us go to Kervalon.
I agree.
Omnom looks to one of the guards and says, bring them raptors.
But what about this? And I hold up the bowl with the live specimen.
Throw it aside. Our evidence is found. The entirety of this civilization is in ruins, and all that is left to gain glory is to fight until every last one is dead. But we cannot all be here for glory. Great Fang, go to Kervalon, question the Zarks, and slay them.
Where are the raptors?
And as you round about, one of the purple lands guardsmen comes up, and he's got raptors sort of attached to a whatever you would call it. He's running. Here they are.
And are there 4 of them?
There are 4 raptors.
How do we get out of the city?
There's a passage this way. Ride out, and do not engage with anyone. He points over sort of to the east, and you see there's a crevasse in the valley side where one can escape.
Is there any aid we can leave my people?
You would be the only aid, Varel.
I am needed elsewhere. Very well. We take the back passage.
Go, and find out how we can rid ourselves of this curse.
Live on, Nom.
Actually, Omnom. I'm gonna reach into the bag of holding. I'm gonna pull out the necklace of fireballs. In case of an emergency, pull one bead off and throw it. It will be a very large explosion. Only throw it when you want to kill everything you're throwing it at.
And he takes it and goes, what is this jewelry?
Be careful with it, Omnom. It is a weapon.
Am I to wear it?
No. I mean, you can, but Vorel just.
Where am I to
That's
hold
a good
this?
idea.
50-50.
Okay. You know what? You will figure it out. Please don't die.
All right, so he takes your necklace of fireballs, and he opens his mouth and lifts his tongue and puts it under his tongue, and he says, "It is the only safe place that I can keep it. This non-weapon thing. Hey, give me your pole arm," he says to one of them. "We attack now, and we do not stop until all is slain. Best of luck on your travel, Forel." And then he turns around, he rushes off into the melee with the guards at his side. And the last you see of him is him jumping into a crowd of several lizard folk fighting.
Wow.
Time to go.
And
Are
as
any
you
of
say
these
that-
Mawstorm?
Are any of these, sorry, Mawstorm?
Yeah, the raptor I rode in here on with
They're
Diptac.
they're not familiar to you. They're other raptors.
Shall name this new one Mawstorm.
From a long line of maw storms.
All ready to ride.
Yes.
Wait. There's a ceremony. You must punch it in the gut.
Okay. I'll take my metal fist and kind of punch it in
What
the gut.
for? What? To what end?
Attack roll.
Let's see. It's gonna be a 19, not natural.
All right, roll damage dice. Be 1 plus your. Actually, you wouldn't have to roll anything, right? It's just 1. Oh no, it's a mace, so it's like 1d6 plus. your-
Yeah. So it'll only be 3 damage.
Okay, you punch it and it goes, "Ah!" And it kneels down.
I mount it.
All right, you mount on top of the raptor and you get on top of it and it accepts you.
You two, you must impress your raptors.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna punch my raptor.
Not a
This is
euphemism.
gonna go well. Oh, it's not bad. That's a 22.
All right, damage dice. Or no, you
I
don't
don't.
have
I
damage
don't
dice.
roll it. I hit it for
1 plus your strength.
That's it. 1.
1. All right, so you hit it and it looks and it goes. Doesn't appear impressed with your punch.
Might have to do it again.
All I can do is hit him for 1 damage. That's all I can do. Hold on. Nash, you punch your raptor. I'm gonna look at something here.
All right, I'm just gonna do an unarmed strike, and punch him, and that is a 9 to hit.
Okay, so you punch it and it just hurts your hand.
Damn it, Stanley! I could throw I could throw a fireball into the ground, or a fire bolt rather, and scare him. Maybe that'll work.
That seems like a good way to not have a raptor anymore. I'm gonna punch my raptor again, right on the nose.
Okay.
Aw.
That's a 13 to hit.
Okay, so you punch it for another 1 damage. So cumulatively, this is more than 1 damage, and it goes, and then it kneels down before you for you to climb
Okay,
above it.
sweet. I got a raptor. I did it.
Getting some avatar in here. I'm gonna do the same again. Slug it again.
Okay.
And this time we are looking at a. Oh, that's better. 17 to hit.
All right, it's a hit. How much strength modifier do you have?
I don't have any. 0.
You do 1 damage to it.
Okay.
You punch it and it goes.
Really? See, I wish I had
You might
mage hand.
continue
I'd punch
punching
it.
it.
I'd punch it with mage hand. I don't know what else to do to it.
Punch it again, Nash.
All right.
Boop it on the nose with your fist.
All right. I'll hit him on the nose then.
All right, make an attack roll.
That one is 12 this time. No strength modifier.
And it shimmies down for you to get up on top of it.
Sweet! I yell. I'll get up on it. And, is Varel already off, or are they all sitting here waiting for this?
Now, Varel's been coaching you guys as far as I can tell.
Okay. Varel, we're ready.
Then let's ride.
Ride!
So Varel gets on his, and you guys start, galloping your way out of town on these very fast velociraptors. Hope and Varel, you are, maintaining a graceful poise, but Stanley and Nash are having a difficult time. They're kind of bouncing all over the place as you all make your way through the crevasse. And as you get to the crevasse, you hear and dropping down from the sides, chicken lords jump down on either side of you. And you're like, and they run up to the side of you, Nash, and attempt to strike you. Can I get an attack initiative roll from everyone, please?
7.
16.
All right.
Good lord.
23.
23 for Hope.
12.
12 for Varel. All right. So, Nash, as right up next to you, you can see that the chicken lord is running, and it runs kind of like you think like a duck would or something like that. It's like, and it starts looking at you, trying to swipe at you. Hope, as you're somewhat in advance of the column, you look back and you see 4 chicken lords sort of chasing you after having jumped down off the sides. You can see they're attacking Nash, who's bringing up the rear.
Okay, cool. So I'll Wild West style. I'll steady myself on the raptor and pull out Scully and aim it behind me at one of the chicken lords and take my 2 shots at
Okay.
it.
Make an attack roll.
All right. So the first one is going to be a 28.
It's a hit. What ammo are you using?
It is the obsidian. So
Okay.
unless it kills them, it won't be doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like that'll be. I think damage wise. Here we go, perfect. Just checking damage real quick. We got 13 damage for this first one.
Okay, you hit it. You hear as feathers fly. It doesn't kill it though.
All right, second shot will go into the same one then with a 22.
It's a hit.
Perfect. So 15 damage.
Okay, so what's the DC on the explosion? Is it like 13? I think. Well, that doesn't matter. I rolled pretty damn low. So as the second nail goes in, Nash, you see 2 nails, and then it explodes into fine particulate, and there's fine particulate everywhere around you, and you just sort of cover up, and then it's gone as quickly as it came, as it explodes into fine glass. Stanley, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to. Am I within 10 feet of a chicken lord?
No, they're behind Nash right now, but they're chasing you.
Am I able to slow to where I would be within 10 feet of a chicken lord?
Yep,
Do I
you'll
have,
be within
do I have
10
enough
feet.
mount control to do that?
You'll be within 10 feet of 3 of them.
Okay. I will do that, and I will do a booming blade on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Okay, so for the initial damage, that is going to be, I don't know if it matters or not, but it's going to be 10 piercing and 7 thunder.
Okay. 10 piercing and 7 thunder. All right. Is there any
Now-
ongoing effects?
Yes, another D8 damage if they move.
Okay. Well, they're running right at you, so. Okay.
So I would assume they're going to. Do you want the damage for that now, or do you want to do it when they move?
Yeah, let's take the damage for it now, please.
It'll be 3. I went ahead and rolled it too, just in case.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Varel, it's your turn.
All right. Is Nash still under attack?
Yeah, he's no longer bringing up the rear. It's Stanley bringing up the rear now, and he has 3 of them on him.
Cool. I will throw. Are they within 40 feet?
No,
Are they within 120 feet?
they are.
Okay. So that's disadvantage range.
You can
Wow.
always slow yourself up and then get in within range.
I can do the first attack at a reckless attack, canceling out the disadvantage with advantage.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
yeah.
And then we'll see if we need to use the move to back it up. 18?
That's a hit.
Cool. All right, I'll just go ahead and take the disadvantage attack and let it ricochet back in there. A 12.
No, that one's not gonna hit.
Cool. Oh, jeez, I rolled nothing but ones. Oh.
Yay!
All right, so that's 7 points of damage, fire damage to that one.
So the sword, the shield gets flung back, knocks one of them in their noggin, and they sort of run to the left a little bit as they get a little disoriented, opening up an opportunity attack for you, Stanley.
Okay. Let's do it. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Okay, it's a hit.
That's 6 damage.
Okay, so you flip over, look at the other one. That as you see the shield fly by, hits it, and you notice it moving out of the way. So you take your sword and cut it a little bit. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do, Varel? How
That'll
much
be it.
damage
I'll-
did you do to it, Varel? Sorry. It was
7 total.
7. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So Stanley, as they sort of one of them moves aside, it returns back to your side. It takes its 2 big arms and takes 2 swipes at you. One is 20. The other is 10. So there's one attack that's going to hit you.
Okay.
So it rakes at you with its claws for 4 points of damage as it just hits the surface. The other one to your left that you've been attacking begins picking up pace and flies into the air. You get an attack of opportunity. Oh no, you've used your reaction for this round.
Yeah, I've used mine. Yeah.
He dives up into the air, Anus face first, and just picks up this incredible amount of speed as he goes in to try and dive bomb on Hope with the anus mouth first, and misses. So you sort of look to your side, you see him fly up into the air, big gaping hole trying to eat your head, and you move to the left, and it hits the ground, and then just tries to recover, and it picks back up and starts running, and now you've got a chicken lord running on the left of you. The other one looks at the velociraptor you're riding and attempts to eat its tail, Stanley. Tries to grapple it. Okay, and that's a 21. Can you make a roll for your velociraptor? We'll have a +3 strength mod. You can add
I don't
two.
think it's gonna do very well. It was a 4, so
Okay, so you feel a tugging at the back of your mount, and then it pulls you off, and then you go flying, and then the velociraptor is slowed down, and just sort of hits the ground, poof, and you go flying from your mount. I need you to roll a dexterity save to save yourself from harm.
that's a 17.
Okay, so you land on the ground, you roll, you tumble, there's a large cloud of dust, and now you're now dismounted on the ground. Nash, it's your turn.
Okay. I just need a quick clarification. Are these chicken lords, when you say they fly, and then when they're fighting, you mention their arms. Are their arms winged, and they're like big grabby arms?
No,
or
so they have chicken body, which means they have the chicken wings
Mhm.
and the chicken body and like chicken legs that actually run surprisingly fast. But at their face, instead of a head, it's just a big head-shaped anus hole, and there are 2 large arms that, like human arms, that come out of it, and it looks like they're used to grab things and put it in their feeding place.
Okay.
So the arms are like human arms,
Um,
skinny, muscly human arms.
and the ones that are on me right now, they're just nipping at my heels, basically, at the side of my raptor.
Well, Stanley decided to go back, so they're no longer nipping at you. And Stanley's been
Oh,
dismounted.
okay.
He's got 3. He's got 2 in his general vicinity, and one of them's dive bombed towards Hope and is sort of harassing Hope in front of you.
I'm going to... I'm going to try to snipe that one that's heading toward Hope if I can with a firebolt.
Okay, sure.
I hate to even bring this up because maybe you'll think to do it, but no disadvantage while I'm riding, or is there one?
You're fine.
Okay. I just wanted to be fair, just in case.
No, you're good.
Nat 20.
All right. I'll make sure to roll double damage dice. As
I
you
will.
Wind up and fire out a bolt of flame.
Yep. Firebolt. Where is it? I've forgotten. It's been a while. Hold on, everybody. There it is. 2d10s, so I can double that. 4d10s, is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Holy crap.
We've been down this road before.
I
Make
know,
sure
I
they're
always
not
forget.
ones.
I always forget. Yes, no,
No, I just mean make sure they're not ones. You've rolled a crit before on this and gotten like 2 points of damage.
No, you're right. That would be... That level. What level are we at? At level. Okay. 21 total damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So describe how your firebolt explodes this thing.
All right. I take aim with my hand, and all sound disappears from my ears. All I can do is focus on this one chicken lord making its dive bomb attack to the queen, and I utter the words. Let's see. Look out, you chicken dolt. Here comes a firebolt. And I fire it off. And it just explodes from my hand and heads to the bird with great velocity.
Yep. And on your left, you can see, Hope, that this giant explosion of flame as you sort of cover up from any shrapnel. Not shrapnel, but, pieces of flesh as just the whole thing goes explodes to your left. All right, Hope, it is now your turn. After the smoke clears from the explosion, you do see a dismounted Stanley looking around, trying to get his bearings. One of the chicken lords has Stanley's velociraptor by the tail in his mouth, and the other one is circling to get close to Stanley.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll turn my raptor, and I'll start galloping towards Stanley. And, I'm riding low, get that aerodynamic thing, and I'll take my 2 shots at the chicken lord that's going after Stanley. The first one is a 19.
Okay, hit. This is with an obsidian nail once again.
Yes. So 13 damage there.
Okay, it explodes into fine... Well, wait a second. We don't know that yet. All right, it does not. You shoot it, and it slumps to the ground right in front of you. As it runs towards you, Stanley, you just see a bullet enter it. It slumps to the ground and slides and stops right at your feet.
Okay, and the other chicken lord is preoccupied with the raptor, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be riding in real cool like, and I'll throw out my metal arm towards Stanley and try and grab him and, lift him up onto the raptor as I ride by.
Okay, that's an action, and you don't have 2 actions. You only have 2 attack actions. So unless you're attacking Stanley, you can't really interact with him.
Yeah, and I already used my action. So.
But you can run into that location, and Stanley could jump onto it with his turn.
Yeah, so I'll get in the location.
Okay, perfect. So you run up to Stanley to make that. And now, Stanley, it's your turn. Hope's ridden up next to you with the invitation to hop on.
Yeah, but I've had a real bonding experience with this mouse.
Perfect.
You said it was the one that I had been attacking that was chewing on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in theory, it might be about to go. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on it. It's a
Okay.
Wisdom 16 save for the old chicken lord.
It fails. So what does that do? Make it run away in a direction away from you? Is that-
Yeah, assuming it doesn't just straight up die. That's 8 psychic damage to it,
Okay.
and now it has to move its full speed away.
Okay, so with the Velociraptor tail in its mouth, it begins running in the opposite direction, dragging the Velociraptor with it.
Oh no! I thought it would drop it.
And you just hear it going bark, 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 as it runs off with the Velociraptor, who's like screaming around. And as you watch it run away, you see a giant shadow loom over from the crevasse up top, because you're in this like canyon, right? There's a large wall, and you see what appears to be hundreds of chicken lords jumping off the side of it and running down the side of the fountain like a waterfall spilling over, and you just hear the stampede of
I grab
the balls
Hope's
that come-
hand. We're getting on a raptor. We're going. Forget,
All right, you
forget
grab
the
Hope.
dinosaur. Loyalty only lasts so far.
All right, you grab Hope's hand and get on top of the Velociraptor with her, and you catch up with Nash and Varel, and you all look behind you and see a stampede of chicken lords flying over the side of the crevasse, chasing you down. You look ahead and you see that there's actually a large crack in the ground itself, not above but below, and attached to it is a wooden and leather bridge, sort of separating one side from the other. And there's enough room to go maybe single file. And it's about 300 or 400 feet out as you make your way forward. What do you do?
Go keep riding for that bridge.
Yeah.
That Lion King music plays in the background.
You can't all move. You can't all move at it at the same time. So, is there who's going first? Any plans with this? Just we've got Hope, Nash, and Varel is the order right now. No, sorry, not Hope. Varel, Nash, and Hope Stanley as the order. Seem fine?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I can't think of any reason why we'd want to reorder. That seems fine.
Okay, so as you get closer, this bridge looks dubious.
The dubious bridge.
You proceed?
Dubious? What do you mean dubious?
Well, you look at it and it looks like it's not designed for, a full pin run across. It looks like it can hold a fair amount of weight, but your quick appraisal of it as you run forward is that you might be rolling the dice if all of you get on this bridge going turbo speed across it.
Varel, I'm not sure we can survive this bridge.
How long's the bridge?
You should check it for survivability.
It's about 120 feet and it dips down real low. And it seems to be swaying a little bit. As
Oh,
the
it's like a
breeze
rope
catches
bridge
it.
kind of business.
It's a rope bridge.
Temple of Doom style.
Nash, can you buy us some time? Wall off our path?
I'm on it. Is there any kind of narrowness to our path leading to the bridge, or am I looking at a wide open
No,
space?
it's so the width of your path, the crevasse right now is about a couple 100 feet across.
Oh, jeez.
The bridge itself is maybe 5 feet wide.
But the lead up to the bridge, is it just like a funnel where it's just open?
No funnel. It's just open. It's a complete cliff.
Okay.
200, 300 feet across.
I'm just trying to think if I block someone from getting to it so they can just easily go around it, because I can't build one fast enough that's wide enough.
You think maybe if you took your time and go over one at a time would be the safest way to do it, but there's not much time as the massive chicken lords fill the crevasse and pour down from the sides.
I'll do as Stanley says and do a mold earth as best I can in front of chicken lords and try to
So
slow
you can
them
only
down.
mold earth 5 feet by 5 feet at a time,
Right.
so about 6 seconds.
Mhm.
So filling up 5 feet of wall times 200 would be like too much time.
Okay.
That's too much time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I think we just need to start going single file across.
So we pull up. What's at the bottom of the crevasse?
All right, so as you pull up to the side and slow down, you look and it's just a large pit, maybe drops several hundreds of feet, and you just see more stone and more rock.
Is there a way out? Like a canyon kind of style, or does it just?
It runs north to south for the most part, and it looks like you can either run north or south, but there's no way up or down into this hole. Once you go in, there's no telling how you'll get out of it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Walk it across. As soon as we're all over, we burn the bridge.
Let's do it.
Okay, so who's going first?
Big guy. We should send for help first. Because that way, if it weakens, it'll weaken on him, but we're all lighter and we'll make it better. If he goes last, he runs the risk of falling. Or is that bad logic? I don't know.
Our safest bet was Stanley because he can slow a fall. So, we'll have Stanley go last. If it collapses, at the very least we may have time to catch him. I'll go first.
Is it Stanley and Hope? He's on.
Yeah.
Safe
That's
Actually-
a lot of weight on one raptor, actually. Hope because of the
Okay.
metal.
Hold on,
weighs
Stan.
a lot.
Before you guys decide, Nash has a statement he would like to make.
The longest decision that's ever been made.
And the reason I think this is important is I now have a new ability called Dimensional Door with 500 feet range, which means I can teleport the distance. How far is it across, Bo?
It's roughly 400 feet. wide.
So I could totally make it and have space
You
to
have,
spare.
you have enough range to use your dimension door if it is indeed 500 feet.
It is 500 feet. So that's one of us that doesn't need to do this, is my point.
That's 2. It's 2.
2? 2 what?
It's 2 of you that could do
Oh, can you have it as well?
No, the
No,
dimension
you-
door
you
lets
can-
you take someone with you.
What?
You can bring one willing creature of your size or smaller who's carrying gear up to its carrying capacity.
Oh, shit! It doesn't say that in here. Hold on.
well, I mean,
You can
yeah,
visualize...
the second paragraph.
You can also bring objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. Oh, bring one willing creature of your size or smaller. Damn. Okay. I didn't know that. I can get 2 of us across.
Remember, your Velociraptors 3 count as creatures in this instance.
I would get off that thing and go across without it, probably. Or should
Okay.
I take it? He's bigger than me, though, right? Because I can't take anyone bigger than me. They have to be the same size as me.
He fits into 5x5 square, so he'd count.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why don't you take you and your raptor?
Okay.
All right, I'm crossing, and I'll
Yeah.
begin crossing.
Varel cross.
The chicken lords get ever closer as the debate continues.
Hope will hop off the raptor and let Stanley take that across when it comes Stanley's turn.
Okay. All right, so Varel begins making his way across, and as he does this, Nash, you get off. Are you bringing your Velociraptor with you?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll bring him with.
Or someone else? All right, so describe what the dimension door looks like.
Oh, I've never thought of this, but let's say it looks like a grand frame that's very articulate on the edges, like really artisan craftsmanship, although it's all ethereal and magic, but it just looks like a really expensive large frame that starts as a small dot and goes into this big door. And it's like a frame, almost like a picture or a painting or a mirror. And it says here that the way I go is I visualize where I want to land or end up. As long as it's within that 500 feet, I'm good. So I do that. I want to be just beyond the bridge where these guys would be. And then jump in and go with my raptor with me.
All right, so you appear the other side before Varel makes it across. Varel at a light trot. The bridge sort of sways a little bit, creaks under your weight, but you eventually make it to the other side. Now the chicken lords are almost 200 feet away from you guys, Hope and Stanley, who are left. Who's going next?
Stanley.
Okay.
I'll
Stanley.
smack the raptor butt to get it going.
All right, you
Alright.
start making your way across, and as you make your way across, the chicken lords are now 120 feet closer. They're about 80 feet from you. Hope, there's about countless. There are hundreds. You stand in front of them, you see a sea of chicken lords before you.
All right, as soon as Stanley is halfway across, I'll start across as well, making sure to hold the edges. And as soon as Stanley is off the bridge, I will take off running.
Okay, perfect. So you begin walking slowly as he trots across. The bridge, you can hear it creak underneath you. And as you begin to pick up the pace and he makes it across, a plank beneath your foot, your heavy metal foot, breaks. I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
All right. Let's see, it's going to be 18.
Okay, it breaks, and you just manage to lift your foot off in time, and you see the pit below. And then as you continue walking across now, the chicken lords have made it to the edge, and they begin jumping on top of the bridge, weighing it down completely. And within seconds, it snaps. I need you to make a dexterity save in order to be able to hang onto the bridge.
All right, yes, an 18 again.
Okay, you grab onto the bridge, and the bridge snaps on the other side, and you begin falling. And your body hits the side of the cliff. You're about 30 feet away from the other side, and chicken lords begin trying to jump over the cliff, and they're just falling into the hole. And you just see this massive bodies of chicken lord bodies flying down into the hole. Did you make your second dexterity save? Sorry, I might have missed it.
Yeah, that was another 18.
Oh, okay. So you hit the wall, poof, And the rest of you see this, that Hope is hanging on about 30 feet down from the side of the cliff, with several chicken lords climbing up to go and have lunch.
All right, Hope will start climbing.
All right.
I will have diplomacy go out, and anything that gets within 30 feet, if it's a chicken lord, it'll attack.
Okay, perfect.
I would like to defend as well at 40 range.
Okay, as Hope begins climbing and makes her way to the top, she pulls herself up because nobody helps her. Everyone has ready actions. And then a chicken lord comes to the top of the side, and you both unleash your attack against it.
Mine's an 18 to hit.
25.
Okay, those are both hits.
It's 10 damage from me.
16 from me.
All right, so you instantly barbecue this thing as you just hit it, and it loses its grip, and it falls down and knocks the other chicken lords off the bridge, and they begin falling into the pit. And you see this huge tidal wave of chicken lords as they all jump across the side and down into the hole, and eventually they run out of chicken lords. And so the several hundred chicken lords that were there have all now jumped into the cliff, trying to jump to their side and fall into their death.
I will grab the bridge and using my storm soul, light it on fire.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Fire resistance,
What?
so
No,
it's
you're
totally
up.
cool.
You said you're up.
Oh,
You pulled
did he?
yourself up because no one helped
Oh,
you.
okay.
himself up.
Yes.
I thought I was still climbing.
It's like, wait, oh no, that's fine. I got
We could have
Yeah,
used one of
it's-
Stanley's
Yeah.
balls.
I'll rise up out of the flame.
We should have used Stanley's balls, but he gave them to freaking Nom Nom. That would have been perfect. Good job, Stanley.
Well, hey, what are you gonna do? I wanted to protect the lizard folk.
Now he's
See
got
Om Nom again.
Nom has the necklace that was in Orb's balls area in his mouth.
Put it right under his
Just want to
tongue.
point that out.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and then silence would descend, but you still hear the sounds of battle echo throughout the canyon behind you. And you see smoke and hear horns echo throughout the valley. As you turn to look the other way, you see that golden sand stretches before you, but in the horizon, you see it change to purple. You see clouds forming on the horizon.
Hope we'll get back on the rafter.
Yeah, I'll get back up on the raptor with Hope. At what time roughly is it? Because this has been kind of a long day. Right? Are we into the next day at this point?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I have no idea.
Because I
That's right, we were
assume
having
we
dinner.
had, yeah, it was dinner that we were
Yeah.
having back with.
Yeah, the sun's setting. Night is coming.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's dusk right now.
I will beat my chest and look at the city's silhouette in the hills and say, I shall return, Razakval. Your fang shall save you. Friends, I am disappointed. I am furious. I am sorry.
For what?
My people were not simple. This may have been the most complicated city we have ever been in. Though its
Well,
shortness
I
does its
think,
credit.
I think one thing to maybe take away from this is that it doesn't really matter who it is. No people are really ever going to be that simple, that unified. I mean,
We right.
look at you. You're kind of a mix of two different worlds yourself.
True. Well, are y'all with me in this endeavor to save what's left of the lizard folk capital?
Yes.
100%. You can
Like
be
you
my, you can
said,
be my fang anytime.
I don't want this to all be for nothing.
Well then. We ride for the Zox and their perhaps betrayal. Should we induce vomiting?
Wait, because you think we could be infected? Did we eat the food?
We were fed Chicken Lord, yes?
Yeah.
I hate throwing up, says Nash.
Just some
Didn't,
short,
didn't you
unknown
take
hours
a
ago.
big bite out of Orp, Nash?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't swallow any, did you?
No, I spit it out, but I mean, I didn't wash my mouth out, if that's what you're asking. Ugh, I can taste it now. He was gross, but listen, if we need to vomit, fine. I hate doing it, but I'll do it.
If we don't need to, we could use our substance in the desert here. Our nutrients will be valuable in the days ahead.
Yeah, we're going to need to rest soon, but I wouldn't mind being a little further away from here before we do so.
Well, let's ride then and see if we can find a place of safety before the purple sands hit.
Okay, so we're no longer riding a vehicle, so the way will be much slower as you travel the desert. Bear that in mind as you plot your course. You can see here on the map where Caravalon is noted.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's elite according to the map. It has a skull on it.
Well, Dan Dakota marked it as a dangerous place.
So about how far is it towards till we hit Purple Sands?
A few miles out, maybe 10. A good day's ride.
Really? 10 miles on a Raptor shouldn't take a day.
Well, I'd have to look up mounted travel because we've been using different kind of travel. So I'll see what I can
Gotta
find
think
out
those are
about that.
faster, but
Well, I mean, we can.
I mean, you've been
We're
traveling
gonna rest pretty soon anyway, so we can say we travel as far as we can into the night, and then we can stop for a rest there.
Yeah, let me look at the travel. Okay. Movement. Travel pace.
because 10 is pretty short on. If these were horses,
Well,
it wouldn't be that long.
Takes about an hour to, isn't it an hour per mile? Maybe that's on the chart here. Hang on.
I mean, that would be walking speed or less.
Yeah, so it might be something different, but let's see. Travel pace. Distance per minute, traveled per hour. So the normal pace in a day on foot, you can cover 24 miles. It says here. Just trying to figure out now what the rate would be on a mount. Nobody has
Take that number and double it. I don't know.
Double it!
I just throwing,
I'm okay with
throwing it out there for an idea.
-4 divided by 1.
And
Sigma! Everything equals sigma.
Sorry, I've got to look it up. It's going to take a bit of time.
Sorry.
That's all right. We can advance to
Camp.
yeah, because we've
Yeah.
all been busy, so we give it a good couple miles
Yeah.
before we
Yeah,
hit Purple
then-
Sands and Tiny Hut it.
Yeah, I'll throw up the tiny hut. Nash, can you make like a out of stone, like a little watering trough?
Where's
the
the water?
mounts.
Where will the water come from? You mean just something to hold water?
Yes.
I don't know. Can I get that articulate, Bo? Doesn't say I can. I guess I can make anything, right? Out of dirt and stone.
Sorry, get that articulate.
Sorry, you're still looking up mounts. I didn't mean to throw you another question. I'll say I can until Bo tells me different.
Well, you could always just make it, and we can always dig out the middle. But I will go over to it, touch the symbol on the vestment that I wear, say a quiet prayer to Malhaya, and fill the trough with water.
Nice.
Yeah, so on foot, on a normal pace, it is 24 miles a day. So it would be 1 hex per day if you were walking.
Okay.
Aboard the mount, I'm just not sure yet.
I mean, a trotting mount should be
I wonder if that's
double the
on
speed
the,
of a
like-
person, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is just RPG.stacks exchange says 32 to 36 miles per 8-hour day, using that math you just mentioned.
On the mount, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So it'll be about a hex a day, roughly.
Okay.
A little bit more, a little bit less. We can just sort of round it to that. Easy peasy. So it's about 30 miles per hex on this map. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 days ride to get to Caravelon on these mounts.
Okay.
All right. Well, what happened while you were researching that, Bo? We have gone for a few hours and set up camp. We had Nash make a little trough that I filled with water for the raptors. And we have the tiny hut.
And you presumably moved out somewhat from the way.
Yeah, we rode for a couple hours.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Before
so
hitting Purple Sands.
Before hitting Purple Sands. So you found like a little rock face that you could sort of. Well, you don't even need to camouflage yourself that way with the tiny hut, right? It's invisible on the outside.
It's a color. I would probably pick a color that lends to some natural camouflage, but
Okay, very good.
Cool. Before going to bed, Hope will talk into the little stone and kind of explain what happened at Razakval and the plans for the 4-day to Caravelon.
Okay.
And anything we learned about Dolopopio.
Yeah, and you've been gone maybe a day now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, you send your message on the sending stone. There wasn't one waiting for you when you went to send it, so you send the message and
I help in the background.
adding words to the message.
Yeah, you know, like when you're trying to talk to Dad, and then Mom's yelling in the background. They're like, "Tell him about this."
Yeah.
Like, all right. So, don't taunt them.
Yeah. Burrell, I got this. Okay, just... Yeah, that is a total dad thing to do. Burrell the
Okay,
dad.
very good.
Can
all right,
confirm.
I'm in the hut because once I make it, I can't leave it. So I'm just sitting in the hut while everybody does their thing.
All right, we set up the raptors by the watering hole. Do they have like bridles and such?
No, they're just raptors.
Okay. I view them and wonder if they'll wander off at night. So I will attempt to handle animal.
Feeding
just
them might be a good idea.
With what? Friends, does
I
anyone
have
have any food?
I have rations. I have a lot of rations, actually.
I have 1 day's worth.
We seem to be in a bit of a crisis then.
I have 14 days worth of rations.
That is a lot of rations.
I have
The
about...
advantage of a magical bag.
I have 4 cups left of my back guano. If you need it.
It has served us well.
Yeah.
We enter a land where the food was demons, and we should not eat it. At 14, meals of rations or days?
Days.
Oh. That'd be 3 days.
But Omnam ate the chicken lord and he wasn't infected.
So did we.
And if we were infected, would have Dolopopio even attacked us with the worms?
That is a fair point. So are we good to eat Chicken Lord on our venture?
Hope will like go to right outside of the thing and start trying to force yourself to throw up.
Okay, Constitution roll, please.
All right. Natural 20.
You Ralph like you've never Ralph before.
And then I'll kick around the vomit and look at Varel and look at the vomit. Do I see any worms?
Survival check. To check if you're looking.
Kick your vomit around.
Ooh. It's gonna be a 10.
You don't see any worms in your bile.
It looks clean.
That is intense, Hope.
We needed to check.
You are a great warrior. Can you vomit on command at all times?
No.
Be a fine attack. Blind your enemies. Should you ever run out of ammo, I suggested.
I'm just gonna go shake your head and sit down.
Did
Well-
nobody else bring any food?
It's in the car
Oh,
that we came in.
where's the
Oh,
car?
right.
Yeah.
Shit.
The
We're-
car is on the other side of the Razakval Mountains,
Oh my gosh.
through the valley, filled with chicken lords and six-armed lizard folk.
Yep.
So we go forward. Right, Varel, you used to hunt in the desert.
It wasn't full of demons back then. I do not have any experience in these purple sands. In fact, if we have to travel, we could do the same distance to Dust Hill and perhaps find a vehicle there and subsistence before we perhaps hit a demon lair in the Zark fortress.
If there's anything left.
Very true.
I mean, at those kinds of distances, it's not much farther to Tiakala, even if we're worried about supplies. It's hard to know exactly what to trust at this point.
Nash,
Mm.
how's the dragon?
The dragon is done until I get some sleep. There is no dragon until I get sleep.
But after sleep,
Then the dragon is back. And I take your meaning we could get anywhere we need to go quickly.
very good then. We sleep. I will take first watch.
I will take second watch.
I'll
I
take
will
the
t-
last watch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take one. The dragon's gonna sleep. That's what he's gonna do.
You all made me tired, and I had to use fireball.
I have levels of exhaustion.
Recover your stats from your long rest. Wow, this thing just keeps rolling.
It's because you're rolling it.
yeah,
Yeah, but the
that's how
surface
they
is very
work.
like it doesn't stop rolling.
All right, I think
Okay.
that gets rid of my exhaustion level I had.
Everyone's sleep is fitful, not very restful. You get your long rest, but it was not a comfortable sleep. There's still a sense of danger looming about. But soon enough, as everyone's anxieties surface and you try to ignore them, the sun begins to come up. It's an overcast morning, which is unusual for the wasteland. Nothing but gray. You can see the light of the sun through the gray of the clouds, but it's just gray.
No sign of rain.
No rain.
That would be really unusual.
The air is humid. Everyone wakes up sticky and hot. Unless, is there air conditioning in the tiny hut?
It actually does not have air conditioning, but it provides a dry, comfortable atmosphere.
Okay, so never mind. Everyone sleeps comfortably in that regard.
Comfortable and dry, regardless of weather.
However, if you do deign to get up and sort of look outside the tiny hut, you feel immediate humidity in your pores.
Are the raptors still there?
Yep, they're still out there, sort of grazing, sniffing in the sand, pawing at it.
Okay. So just so I know where we're at ration wise, we all used up some, and then so did the raptors, right?
If you fed the raptors some food, yes.
I think
Are there
we
any
did.
meats there? If they're not meat-based stuff, they're probably not too into it.
The official description is including jerky, dried fruit, hardtack, and nuts. So I guess they would have the jerky.
Okay.
That
So that's 7 rations used.
Yeah.
What is
that
hardtack
leaves
anyway?
us 1 day's worth if we all are going to use it again.
Does that count the 1 day's worth I have? Did I eat that or did I eat yours?
Oh,
I told you
yeah,
earlier I had it.
Subtract your 1 day. All right.
All right, I'll take mine out then.
I think hardtack is like really hard bread.
Oh my gosh, I have 5. How's that possible? I have 10 pounds worth of freaking. Wait.
Oh,
wait.
well, take out 2, and you gave 1 to your raptor.
All right.
Nash Magard responsible for his own self.
No, I told you guys earlier I had it. I just didn't know I had that many. All right. Was it down below the rat poo or the bat poo? Nobody wants my bat poo, so. Ta-da! Rations.
That puts me at 9 days worth of rations left.
Seems to me we'll have to use the dragon if we can make it in time.
When do we
No,
want
that's
to?
right. You can clear 1 level of exhaustion from your sleep.
I did.
Sweet.
When, Varel? Now?
When would it be convenient for you?
Anytime you want, I can go.
I mean, mechanically, you wouldn't die, right? You're good on the pointy points?
Yeah, I'm good right now. Hold on,
Okay.
let me
How far could we travel in dragon form? Because we did a pretty rockin' travel from the impact site anyway. And he got home for the most part.
But what about the raptors?
No, we'd let him go and, you know.
Yeah, but if we can't fly all the way, wouldn't we want to take the raptors as far as we could and then fly in?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. That'd be best.
I see.
So on this map here, it looks like we made about 10 units from the impact site to Tiakala, and then Scott crashed early getting back home.
Right.
So you probably went about like 9 or 8? So we still have 3 to go
That sounds
on this
right.
map?
Yeah. Bo, does that jive?
I'm not super clear on what's meant by the units, but yeah, I realize that the speed of getting back from the impact site was faster.
Yeah, so we're talking about the...
We didn't do this. I didn't do any exact measurements when it came to that particular thing because I didn't expect you guys to run away.
Sure. Just the little measurement tool here on Roll20 is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not super accurate to the measurement tool. I would say 1 hex is 30 miles. So whatever you can cover in 30 miles. I don't, probably Nash and Dragon form can go a bit faster flying, but it's still a day of travel. It's 1 day per travel, non-vehicular travel for the most part, just to keep it simple.
And I only last. I forgot. I gotta get.
And keep in mind, the day of travel is for 8 hours, so you can push yourself beyond the 8 hours and travel faster, but that will result in exhaustion levels. But it would technically be possible to march for 8, 16, 24 hours, 3 hexes, but you'd be suffering the exhaustion from it.
Right. Seeing if there's anything else in these notes. Dragon. Okay.
Part of it also is too is since our mounted speed has always been vehicles, so I've always just kind of had that rule of thumb going, and I didn't think to gather information about Velociraptor travel speed.
Well, the primary concern is the supplies. If we're not going to trust anything we eat in this place, we don't have enough supplies to get there, let alone get there, do what we have to do, and get back.
All right. Well, then luck be with us, and we travel forward. We cook our meats well. Perhaps we can taunt the meat before we eat it to see if it transforms. If not, it is
Yeah.
safe, and we will have substance along the way.
I mean, my understanding is they said that Chicken Lord was something they had been serving for some time before, right? It wasn't a new meal.
Then, for all I know, Zershil bedded half, if not more, the lizard folk, deposited worms in their beds, and that is the source of the infection. Or she met with the humans who were infected first. And food is safe. And Orp was safe.
Yeah, there's some connection that I'm not exactly following. So, the man Follow said he sensed something from only one of the individuals. That individual was full of worms. Now, the worms we know allow them to take direct control, but as soon as that was dead, all the others turned into chicken lords. We don't know why. As far as we know, that has nothing to do with the worms.
Were they all chicken lords to begin with? Maybe disguised as humans?
That would be
Wow.
strange.
And then we have the lizard folk with extra arms. Where did they come from? Is that the result of worms? Is that the result of eating the meat from Orp?
So the Zarks, demanded by their Fang, brought chicken lords, magically illusioned, to be blind religious humans. And Follow, who was in the middle of it.
What does this remind you? This reminds me of pixie hulks. I mean, perhaps these are just chickens. No, that wouldn't work because they're people at some point. Never mind. Keep talking.
I mean, we didn't recognize the language they were saying. None of them seemed to speak common. That is uncharacteristic, but I can't say I've been everywhere in this world. I don't know. I feel like we're still missing a key piece on all of this.
Well, then we talk as we ride, then. And make our way into the Purple Sands. It seems on our map here there is a hill, a hideout of some exposure above the sands that we might rest in, so that we do not bed on the corrupted earth.
We could make for that, for sure. Although, yeah, no, that will work. We'll have to make it a fast pace, maybe ride longer than normal, but we can do it.
Yeah. So, okay, looks like if I zoom in, I can actually see the actual hexes. So let's see. We're at the back of Razak Val, maybe in this area? Well, would that work? Or where are we at?
You can
For our
move
little
in any
head there.
direction. You're right. You're in this hex right here.
Oh, we exited the city to the left.
You're where Hope's avatar is.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Well, geez, we're right next to the car. Let's just go get the car.
We
Actually,
can see it.
I mean, that's actually, yeah, I thought we were out the back. So that's not a bad plan if we be badass about it.
The car was outside the gate, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They
parked
didn't
it.
bring it in. Did the gate stay shut? Do we want to risk it? It solves a lot of problems if we can get the car.
Yeah.
It does.
Plus, it's the is it the Fate 4? Or did we bring something else? I forgot.
Oh, it's the fate for it.
No, we want to get the car back.
Yeah, it's our mobile.
Yeah.
I thought we were out the back of the mountain with like mountain and city like in between us and the car, but we're kind of out to the left and could
Yeah,
skirt
you
the
took
city.
different exit out to the never eat shredded wheat, the west side of the canyon, and you got chased through.
Shredded wheat.
Well, that's a mnemonic to help me.
No, I got it. I got it. It just was great.
um, you moved west. Oops, I threw a dice. You moved out west, and you were parked to the south of Resikval.
All right.
So we make for the car.
Yeah. I think that's the best option.
Great battle is ahead of us.
It'll be a day's ride.
That's less than the other direction.
Yep.
Is that what everyone's deciding to do then?
I don't know what else we can do.
You can ride on your velociraptors to Caravelon.
We can't. We don't have the supplies for it. Nobody has pockets, and I grossly underestimated how many rations we'd go through.
The desert provides.
Chicken
Yeah,
points.
friggin' demon chickens that cause people to turn into Cronenberg monsters.
Existence.
It's your choice.
No,
I
that
hope
makes
she's
me
gonna
think.
look at Varel because this is Varel's kingdom as far as she's concerned.
Varel, is there anything else in these wastes that we could harvest and eat that isn't a chicken
What we
lord?
find. But those are demons, and they may corrupt us. This is why I am out of my element. If anything, we should be looking at Hope, who's used to demonic corruption. No offense, but you do have horns. At the very least, you've been instructed on these matters.
A little bit.
Or Nash, you have things inside you.
Well, I have a thing inside me. I all it does is help me. This is where the dragon comes from, Varel. That's it. That's all I've got.
I was informed that I would have a battle with a large man, which I assumed to be a lizard. Diptak completely undersold the situation. And we ended up here,
Facts.
now with no allies. And I find myself rather disgruntled that this would be part of my dominion. But it is very clear that Dolopopio, our enemy... Do we have a name problem? Should we not say the name? If I taunted the name out of the world, if I taunt the sands, will they erupt with worms? And
We
should...
could try it.
No, I'm saying we should avoid it, yes?
There's nothing. We don't know that much about the demons. My people cut them off.
I think you can only do it. I think it only works if you say it 3 times in a mirror. That, according to an old tale I heard in the solar mines.
What was the name of this tale?
Candyman.
Yes.
Candyman.
He was a man.
Let's call him Candyman then.
He shot bees out of his mouth. Yes, if you call him it was an old folk tale, but if we refer to these demons who are very real as that guy as Candyman, then perhaps we'll avoid it. That's a good idea.
Bees. So worms, candy. They were bees and it was a Candyman. Then if it
Well,
was-
I'm gonna just give you a piece of advice here real quick. Don't put too much stake in anything Nash said. He's an idiot.
I've been right before, Stanley.
About what?
I don't remember, but I'm sure it happened.
We can use the dragon form to fly over the city and get to the car faster.
Do you think you could pick up the car as the dragon?
I don't know. I've never tried to pick up a car.
That's an interesting question.
I can't find anything about lifting a thing.
Well, your carrying capacity is 15 times your strength.
Oh.
So if you look at your
Well, I have
stats as a dragon,
yeah, which is currently 19 plus 4. So
remember, he can
23.
only maintain his dragon form for a certain amount of hours. I think it's half your level, rounded down. So you can be dragon 3 hours.
Right. That's
So
a
for
lot.
long distance travel, you're not going to be able to maintain the form for long enough for it to matter, I think, in these conversations. You would be a young black dragon. Your strength would be 19, so 19 times 5, and I think we double it for dragons as well, because of the size that you are. So it would be
Is it 19 times 5 or 19 plus?
19 times 15, and then double times 2 would be 570 pounds.
Oh, the car weighs more
I'm
than
not
that.
sure how much does an RV.
A lot more than that. My Honda weighed 3,000 pounds.
Considerably more than that.
Yeah.
In short, an average camper trailer weighs around 5,200 pounds.
Oh shit.
Oh, right. He's got a weight limit of 500 something, so we can't all ride him either.
Oh yeah.
Because we had to do the
At the
giant
well.
Nash thing for like 10 rounds at max. And
But he's changed size now. He is now a large chaotic dragon. I think there are rules there that state that gives him more, because he was a young one before, but now he has a bigger form.
Wait, I'm still young black, right?
You were a whelpling before.
Yeah. I'm young black dragon now.
Black
Yeah.
dragon.
Remember her?
So I'd put you in the 1,000-pound range, probably. I just don't have the rules in front of me to back it up, but I think that because of your you now have a larger size, like on a battle map and stuff like that.
Right.
So
But still not RV carrying capacity.
right. But we can all ride him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'd probably
Well-
piss off the entire town.
Well,
We'd
you-
all
See
get
the
to chase him. Yeah,
dragon.
they'd all get very excited.
But you could ride me for 3 hours, and that's it.
Well, that's a bit personal, Nash,
Kinda
but
long.
it's hardly long enough.
I say we take advantage of the opportunity. We can be stealthier now on the raptors. Scope out the car. If we need the dragon, we have the dragon. We can always take off in the RV while Nash covers us as a dragon.
To the car, then.
To the car.
Now, before you guys go gallivanting to the car, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed at me are you going to be if that car's not there?
It's a good thought to put in our heads.
6.5.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, it was a crazy eruption of violence that happened. A lot could happen. You guys have a 100% expectation that vehicle is just there. You're going to travel a day to go see if it's there. I'm just saying it might
But
not be there.
now you're player metagaming, which means if
Oh.
we DM metagame to counter,
Oh.
if we go get the car now before the episode ends, you won't have time to make an accurate combat encounter around the car. So squeezing it into this episode
That
means
just
the
means
fight
it
would be easier.
gone. There wouldn't even be a fight. The car would just be gone.
Oh, so by giving him time to plan the
You
episode
know,
for next time,
I
there
Yeah,
might
think
actually be a
DM's
car.
saying take
Wheels.
the raptors into the waste because we've got an adventure to go on,
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, but the DM also has not made it clear the rules of eating chicken lord.
Trial and error.
that is where
I'm
the
just saying, Omnom wasn't infected.
Oh, well, I can make that part clear if it's confusing for you guys. I don't want it
and
to
the
be chicken.
guards weren't.
Chicken lord,
infected.
eating a demonic creature will not give you worms necessarily.
Will it give us anything
In a
other than?
vacuum. In a vacuum. Yeah.
Will
in
it
a
give us-
vacuum, that's not.
Will it
that's
give
not how
us?
you get
What would it
worms.
give you otherwise? Like, is there heartburn involved? Like, what's the worst I can do with a demon I eat?
I don't
Depends
think
depends
we
on the
liked it.
depends on the creature. But from what you've gathered from what's happened over the past while, is that likely the food was infested with whatever Dolopopio's curse was, Orp has been snacking on this food nonstop, and now all the lizard folk and lizard folkdom went to town eating Orp, and that's why we had the scene in the beginning with the lizard folk inviting Great Fang Vorel to dine with them.
Oh.
So it was Orb then.
If it
Oh,
helps,
the
if it helps,
lizard folk,
if the
yeah.
ambiguity is unfun, let's just say that this sort of conclusion is something you guys have caught up with. Because they've been
Alright,
eating Chicken
let's-
Lord for a long time before you got there. Chicken Lord was like normal. Hunting in the Damon Vold is a tradition of lizard folk. So it's not the lizard folk, the Chicken Lords themselves that are causing wormings. It's Orp. Kyle's face looks.
Maybe I
like
have
he needs more information.
Maybe I have
I
a.
just love the deviousness of the guys inviting Vorel to eat. Oh.
I mean, the reality is this, Vorel. We've already all had chicken Lord, and we're fine, or we're not. Nash is eating some right now in a bag.
Nash had Orp. He spit it out, but he had a little Orp in his mouth. That could be bad.
All right, so we're going to get the car.
Wait, hang on. Hang on.
No, now we've switched. Now we want to go forward.
Yeah, we're just gonna ride our raptors.
Okay.
The dragon plans will wait.
All right, so then we've decided we're going forward with the raptors.
Very well.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the anger, if we get infected from worms from Chicken Lord, is going to be a 9. It's going to be a 6.5 on the car, but it's going to be a 9.
I mean, no, think of it this way: if you all have eaten Chicken Lord and you get infected, the game is over. Like you guys are dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that to you guys.
Yet.
All right, Hope, since you're always in command of the transportation, and you guys have decided, after much deliberation, losing about a quarter of the day, to
Oh my
move-
gosh.
What?
That was a long deliberation.
to move north. Is it northeast, northwest? Which direction do you want to go in?
Vorel, would you like to point us in the direction?
You can go back for the vehicle too. It'll take a day to get there. You'll be there. You won't lose that much time. I just want to know how mad you'd be if it's not there. That's all.
Well, if we did this with the raptors, I'd be less mad, but I'm still worried about how we're gonna feed them.
It would be part of the story. I personally wouldn't care.
All right, make your decision.
This feels like that episode of Seinfeld where someone's carrying an air conditioner and we can't find where we parked the car.
I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't think I was going to throw everyone off this much, but I should have known better. It was my bad.
I don't know.
Through the desert.
Okay.
Yep. Desert.
All right. Desert. We don't
Desert
piss off
is.
an entire city of chicken lords.
No.
Yep.
Roll a 1d10, Hope.
All right.
1d12,
And/or mutants.
1d12, 1d12.
1d12. It's a 9.
Okay, so you spend the day traveling, and part of the day traveling is watching the transition of the sand beneath your feet go from golden brown to purple. And as you move into this new area of sand, you notice that the grains of the sand are like they're pink and they're purple and they're very dark blue, and it's very beautiful, and there's a lot of shine. So as you look out over the desert, you see sparkles, and sometimes it's almost too bright for your eyes. Even with the overcast clouds above, it just seems very shiny and sparkly. You spend the day traveling this way in silence after that long deliberation and disappointing realization that it might have been a bad gamble to go south looking for the Fate Four. But no sooner than the sort of angered thought occurs to you that on the horizon you see purple dust carrying up into the air. And you hear out in the distance the sound of an engine in the distance. As you wait for it, does anyone want to stop and hide, or do they just continue towards it, away from it? What do y'all want to do?
Hope would just continue writing.
Yeah.
I'm on the back of Hope's raptor, so whatever Hope wants to do, I'm along for the ride.
Okay, as you ride and have a certain amount of ambivalence to whatever's going on and whatever strange vehicle is driving across the desert, it starts to break into view. And as you peer at it, Hope, you would know that sound anywhere. And you see the sound of the Fate 4 driving across in front of you
Shit.
from a far distance. It doesn't appear to be heading your way. It appears to be driving past to the north.
How did it get there?
Is it being driven by chicken-like shapes?
I don't know. Do you guys want to decide to flag it down or get its attention or just leave it go by?
It's
No,
I'd
that's
just
our
let it go.
car.
That's our
Yeah.
car.
No, you guys do it. Hope would just stay quiet.
Dude, that's my
Wait.
car.
Wait, but but you'd be the one who knew that it was the Fate 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you stay quiet, we don't know.
Yeah.
We're not engine folk.
that's true.
Well, maybe one of the other players asks, does anyone recognize that car? I don't know. Maybe.
I'll say, is that the Fate 4?
Hope will grunt.
I think it's our car.
Who would be driving our car?
Who knows how to drive our car?
Tedna.
Chicken Lords.
Edna's dead, for real.
There's stranger things that have happened.
I don't like the idea of anyone stealing from us. If that's our car, we should get it back. We were just about to go get it ourselves anyway. Now it has presented itself in a completely different place.
Is there a way to catch up to it on Raptorback? Or is it booking?
I mean, you could try and catch up to it or flag it down. Maybe somebody inside would see you.
Alright. I will accelerate my Raptor.
Okay, very good. You begin riding fast at a faster clip. Does everyone else do the same?
Yeah. I'll follow
Stay
his
behind
lead.
him.
Whatever Varel does, we'll follow his lead.
All right, you guys all begin to pick up the pace. Your raptors, nose to the ground, begin just going nuts and doubling their speed. You won't be able to maintain this speed forever. It's a very high pace that you're putting them through, but while you're doing that, the vehicle doesn't seem to change its course, however. Perhaps you can do
And-
something to get its attention.
We aren't in any sort of range of it, are we?
No, it looks it's more out in the horizon. It's like sort of small, like maybe with this big out in the horizon.
Is it cat shaped?
It's Fate 4 shaped.
Okay, so we can't see.
Wait,
I didn't understand that question very
did
well.
you just ask if it was cat shaped?
I meant like, is there a cat? Is there a cat figure driving the car? I guess we're too far to tell.
Oh.
Just go down the list of people who steal the Fate 4.
George, sandwiches are falling out the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bok could be behind that wheel.
Do
Like
we have anything
legitimately,
that
it
can
could
signal
be.
it?
It could be
I can-
Bok for real.
The loud noise, or
I could throw my shield in the air.
I can shoot a fireball up or bolt, like a flare. Whatever you
I mean,
think.
that's anything we do is a signal to anything else that's around, but I could yell through the megaphone. I don't know if it's going to be able to hear. It's a ways away.
Okay, well, what do you guys want to try?
Hey, you! Stop the vehicle!
Hope will cover her head.
right past Hope's ears.
All right, performance check from Stanley and a Constitution save from Hope.
Oh, nice. It's a 20, not natural.
All right, you don't get deafened.
It's 15 on the performance check.
Okay, so you begin yelling out, "Hey, you!" in the Fate 4 with your megaphone. As you begin yelling out, you notice that the vehicle turns and begins heading your way.
This has
It's
always
clearly
gone
noticed,
well.
But this time, we're the hitchhikers.
That's
This
a good
is our
point.
chance.
We're the murderers.
We're the murderers. All right, is there anything you want to ready up? As any traps? You don't know what's coming. What do you do to prepare?
We're the trap.
So now,
If it looks like it's going to pull up next to us, I'll dismount and be ready for combat should it ensue.
How far is it out? Can they? How far? How long would it take to get to us now?
5 minutes.
Oh.
Oh,
It's driving full speed in your direction now. It won't take long.
May not be enough time to build. We could move some.
Build a sandcastle.
Well, no, I mean, we could put like a big hole in the ground, and then cover it. You know, do a trap. But I don't want to. I don't want to hurt it either. I don't want to hurt the.
Yeah, then you'd have nobody would have a vehicle.
wreck our car.
Yeah. So never mind. We're not doing that.
so if it's about that far out, we'll just keep riding towards it then to meet it. But all the action ready.
All right,
Maybe it's friendly people that took the car.
a few minutes goes by and you guys ride out towards it, and then as it meets you, it slows down, and the dust behind it the purple dust behind it begins to settle, and it turns slightly to the left, showing its side door. And the engine cuts off, and you just hear in the heat when the engine's like tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
you just hear like the ticking of the hot metal. And it sits there quietly for a moment. You can't really see in because of the dust. But then the door opens. And for a moment, there's nobody there. And then all of a sudden, a little girl blinks into existence. And she smiles at all of you. And I guess that's where we leave it for today.
Oh man!
Ah, there it is.
But hold on, are we supposed to know who that is?
Follows girl,
Yeah,
probably.
Follow
right?
stole our
Yeah.
car.
Oh shit!
Or his ethereal daughter did.
Yeah, his mysterious blinky daughter.
I've thought, you know what? Sorry. You know how, what's her name? Angela she's pregnant with my kid? I, for a second, thought we were
Think
getting...
it was your kid?
I thought it was future kid coming back, just like future Nashes keep coming back. I thought there was going to be something like that going on. And I was going to go...
Wait, we
to
haven't disproved that. That could be happening.
I was going to
True.
go to Canada and hit Bo with a piece of pepperoni stick.
Because your future daughter, you're having pepperoni?
It's actually... This is actually half... This is half ostrich, half beef. Someone
Have
sent
fun
it.
with the heartburn, my friend.
It's called ostrum.
Wouldn't
Oh,
it be
that's
called
good
like
about
ostrich?
Well,
If it was part beef?
What's the string part?
Ostrich?
ostrich, beef,
What's,
beef stretch.
What's the N?
It's Chicken Lord.
Yeah. Honestly, it sounds like Chicken Lord to me.
It kind of does. It's really good. Anyway, I was supposed to taste test that on TMS, but I got hungry and I ate it anyway.
Well, now's your chance, Scott. How does it taste?
needs
It's
is
really
better.
good. It's actually pretty good. It's a little gamey at first, but it's not bad. And it's low calorie, low sodium. It's just mostly ostrich meat, which I've never had before. But I mean, they're just big chickens, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but don't you feel like you're eating Disney characters every time you bite into it?
A little. Now that you say it, a little. All right, well done. I'm excited to see what this is. Was she driving? I can't. I have too many questions now. I can't ask now. I have to wait
Oh,
till
you
next
want to
episode.
play? You want to play for 10 more minutes? We can do a bonus 10 minutes. You want to do it?
All right, here's what we'll do. We'll do now. Some credits have run, and there's like an MCU style stinger about to start. Everyone who stayed in their seats in the chat room, you didn't get up and leave because you're smart. You know, at the end of Marvel movies, there's a stinger. So just like that, there's one now. So up comes the thing. It already said thanks Georgia for letting us film there and all that shit. Now it comes up and says, "Oh, there's a new scene." All right, Bo, go with your stinger.
Okay, so you guys are all sitting on your velociraptors. The door's open, and for a moment there's nobody there, and then whoo, the little girl appears, and then she goes hee hee hee, and she runs inside the truck.
That's it. Now it goes black.
No.
Oh.
Then Follow appears from the doorway.
I thought that was
He says-
gonna be it. Sorry.
Imagine my surprise finding y'all out here.
We
Could
meet
you
again.
use a lift?
It's our car,
Yeah.
jackass.
I don't see no name on it.
We should have put our name on it.
Here, why don't you come here? Come here. This here's my daughter. And then the little girl sort of peers around the corner again. She's got a cute little smile. And she looks out at them and she sort of waves. Now she looks nothing like him. She's like light skinned and you know, it's like a white person where he's a black man on wheels. They look very different, but he keeps referring to her as his daughter. Where are you folks headed? Maybe I can drive you there to safety. I'm glad you got out after all.
We were headed
We're
to our
headed
car.
north to Kervalon. This is
And what's
an
that-
interesting place to find you, father.
Well, we had to make our way out somehow. Luckily, we found our way out. My little girl here, she's got a special ability. We found our way out safely. As long as you promise no harm to us, we can travel together. We'll drop you off by Kervalon.
Drop off.
I gotta get my daughter to safety, and Kervalon doesn't sound like a place whose name is safe.
I'll be looking at Hope.
I feel like everybody's looking at Hope.
I'll be like, yeah, we could use a ride.
I'm going to turn around to
As
Hope.
long as I get to drive.
I'm going to turn to Hope. I'm not going to make a sound, but I'm going to mouth the words. It's our car. Nash is not happy about the idea that this guy is driving our car.
Hope will nod at Nash, making eye contact, but not say anything. And Hope will start getting off the raptor.
All right, you get off the Raptor. And as you make your way into the Fate 4, Follow sort of wheels himself back a bit. You see everything's as you left it for the most part, except as you look to the right to the driver's seat, and you see there's the seat's been ripped out, and just a giant orc is sitting there with the steering wheel like this in the driver's seat. He's sort of dark brown-skinned orc, doesn't have any hair, and he's just sitting there with a pair of sunglasses on, and he takes his little fingers and adjusts the rear view mirror and just sort of looks back. Just, you see the seat on the left-hand side towards the back. It's been ripped out, and it's just lying on the bottom of the Fate 4.
Hope will let out a sad little sigh, and she'll get in and just sit on the couch.
Oh, come on in, everyone. We'll take you to Kervalon.
I'll get in as well.
All right, Varel, Nash.
I will clench my fists and get on.
Okay, you get on looking very aggressive.
I will tell the raptors they are relieved of duty, that they served well, and now they must find their own path in the wild world. In Draconic.
Okay, and they turn and they look at you and they go. "Ah!" They sort of mill around and don't go anywhere.
Be free. Then I get in the car.
All right, you get in the vehicle, and you see the same orc, and you see Follow sort of sitting up at the front. You see his daughter playing with a little dolly on the ground near him. He sort of strokes her hair a little bit and looks up at you and says, I know that we just met, but I got a good feeling that we're on the same side. But all the same, if there's any funny business, it won't end well for you. Am I understood?
I
We are,
think
but-
this is the nicest robbery I've ever been a part of.
Robbery? What do you mean?
It's our car. You're driving our car. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. I
No,
thought that was a joke.
this is literally our car. We call it the Fate 4, and we've owned it forever.
Well, I'm sorry to have taken it. You got to admit it was kind of crazy leaving there, right? I mean, now you've got it back. So it all kind of worked out, right?
Yeah, so far.
So we go to Kervalon, and if this indeed is your vehicle, then I must ask you to allow me the use of it for my daughter. I have to get her somewhere safe and far away from whatever's plaguing this land.
And what exactly are we supposed to do when our business in Caervalon is finished?
I mean, this can't be the only vehicle in the wide wastes. They probably have something for you at Caervalon that they can give you.
Well, it's a long trip, and we've got plenty of time to figure it.
Perhaps when you're done at Caervalon, you can come find us and we'll give you back the Fate 4. That sound amenable? We'll borrow it from you.
Where are you planning on heading?
Well, that's the thing. We're not quite sure. I need to find a safe place to lay low. And not many places are safe for kinds like us. The orc turns around and looks. He goes, yeah.
Regardless, it's something we can figure out on the way once we're there. We have a map. We certainly have some options we can show.
Well, that's good. If you know of a place we can lay low, that'd be great. And as you have this conversation, the truck drives off into the purple distance. And that's the end of our, post-show stinger.
Nice. All
There
right.
we go. You got to find out a little bit more.
Worth it. Worth it. Totally
You're
worth
expecting
it.
them to turn into chicken lords.
No, it's all good. That's great. All right. Next week, I get our car back because I'm pissed. My character's mad.
So are you guys going to be planning
There's
like...
so many back in Chicago.
I love that Scott's making like a promise. He's like, look, next week, if one thing's going to happen on this show,
Gonna get
I
your
get
car
our car back.
It's going to happen. We're going to get this
Does that mean
damn
you're
thing
going to
back.
kill them?
I don't know yet. We just got to get the car. I don't have to kill him. I just want the car back. It's our car. I mean, he's all, well, it's okay because I was so busy back there. Whoop-de. No, we own the car. It's our car. I know there's no DMV or, registration in this world, but come on now. All right. Well, we'll see how that turns out next week. Right here on There Will Be Dungeons. Hey, folks, a reminder that if you like this show, we have a great way to support it now. You go to therewillbedungeons.com, click on the support link, and become a pod person. That's a patron of Dungeons. It's got nothing to do with Patreon, though. Some people get confused about it. We don't use some third-party service. It's all done by ourselves, homegrown from the ground up. Free-range chicken lords over there at therewillbedungeons.com.
That should be a new tier.
It should be. So go over there, sign up, find a level that fits you, and let us know that you love the show. And it's also super straightforward. But if you have any questions, you can always contact us there and ask away. Always happy to field those. But get some really cool stuff. Today during the show, I drew a chicken lord. And when he's all finished, he'll end up being one of the levels. He'll end up being a shipped to you piece of art that you can only get through our support system. So go check it out. Therewillbedungeons.com. I think that's going to do it for everybody, right? Are we good? Hold on. I've lost my place entirely. Here it is. All right, there we go. Let's get out of here. Don't forget to go check us there, and also check us out each and every week. It's usually on Saturdays. Today was a little bit different because of some technical problems. Thank you all for your patience. But come watch us live. We're at 3 p.m. Saturdays right here. That's Mountain Time at frogpants.tv. I think that's everything. For Kyle, for Kristen, for Kristen, for Kristen, for Kyle. Sorry. For John, for me, for Bo, and for all of you. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.